Hey guys, this is Lewis with the teammate. I have a deck profile coming. This is the new build for my Bubble Beat deck. I rolled a 16. Actually, Mike rolled a 16.
That was a 19.
19, 16,
Whatever.
But anyway, it's my new Bubble Beat build. It differentiates quite a bit from my old build that I have up on here. It's a little more simplified than it used to be. It's a lot more OTK centric. So anyway, it's Bubble Beat. It has Stratos. He searches a lot. Especially if you can recycle him, which is the point of this deck, is to recycle Stratos a lot. And being Bubble Beat, triple Bubble Man, 3 different rarities, go me. Not really. But he's Bubble Man, he runs the deck. He makes the deck go. Hero Alias. He's Vanilla, 1900, Gemini, so he works with Spark. Crashes into Thunder King, because Thunder King hurts this deck immensely. And he's Miracle Fusion fodder. And then I put in a single Snow Sniper. It's a really good card for this deck, because you can put it in the back row, and it doesn't interfere with your Bubble Beat plays. And if it gets popped, you get to pop a monster, or you get to pop a card, and then special summon it from the graveyard. Plus, it has really awesome art.
Well,
And then the last of the monsters is 2 Photon Thrashers, because this card helps to add a little bit of speed. It can be dead. Some people might not run this because it can be dead in the hand late game, especially if you get monsters, because you cannot normal summon. You have to special summon this thing by its effect. So that's it for the monster lineup. Very small. And then we have the Solemn Brigade, because, because I have room for it. A single Mirror Force. I don't run 2. Even since it came back up to 2, not many people seem to be running Mirror Force at 2.
there's no need for it.
Yeah, double Starlight Road, because 2 Mirror Force, 2 Torrential, Dark Hole, all this Heavy Storm, all this crap that destroys everything at one time. I'm scared. Triple Call the Haunted. This is what helps recycle stuff a lot, especially Stratos. Because, like I said, I wanted to make this more OTK-centric. So I like sitting on top of a Call the Haunted, exceeding with Stratos, and then calling it back after using it as a material effect for Blade Armor.
What else could you ask for?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Double Compulsory. I want this to be triple, but I don't have the third one at the moment, because Compulsory is awesome. It's great in this format. With Zen Mains being very easy to get now, this is a good answer to Zen Mains. It's a good answer to Synchros, because Plain Dungeon's coming back. It's a good answer to most any card you have problems with.
You're ready for everything.
And that's the Trap lineup. The Spell lineup, quite a bit bigger. Recyclability, Miracle Fusions. It's heroes. You run them. A single Monster Reborn. A single Reinforcement of the Army. And a single Warrior Returning Alive. This goes off kind of like what I do with the Call of Haunteds, except for Bubble Man. You detach Bubble Man as the material for your XYZ. You play Warrior Returning Alive, take Bubble Man back to your hand, and immediately resummon it by effect. So, yeah, pretty good card, and it's pretty good at 1. Because, again, you have Miracle Fusion, so you're not always going to have the hero in the graveyard. Double E-Call, because we can have 2, so we run 2. It's just like Rhoda, except for heroes. Single Heavy Storm. This is where this deck shines, is in back row hate. A lot of back row hate. Because I want to be able to OTK, so I don't want your back row interfering. So it's heavy. Double Night Beam. Yes. Same guy who topped in YCS with Bubble Beat ran the Double Night Beam. That's where I got the idea to run the Double Night Beam, because I honestly forgot about the card until I saw that video. Triple MST, because, again, back row hate. I love back row hate.
Who doesn't?
Double Mash Change. With the 2 cards I have in the extra deck, Double Mash Change is really good, because the two of the, I believe, 3 masked heroes are really good, and they're water. So that means you can mash change out a lowly little Bubble Man, whom you have on the field a lot, and get either a monster that's invulnerable to card effects or a monster that blows up back row.
By the way, there are 4 masked heroes.
There are 4?
Dion, the
Goka.
2 waters, and Goga.
I forgot about Goka. So, of the 4, the 2 water are the best. A single Super Poly. Other decks may run this in a higher quantity, but Bubble Beat doesn't because Super Poly has to have a card in the hand, and Super Beat does not always have that because it plays a lot like Infernities. You don't want a hand. Single Dark Hole and double Gemini Sparks. I only run double because very rarely do Gemini Spark and Neos Alias ever sync up and are usable. Spark is usually dead to me when I run it at 3, so I put it at 2, and I did away with the Hero Blast also, because again, it was a dead card, because I'm always Miracle Fusing out the aliases. I'd rather have the Warrior returning alive. I can bring back Bubble Man for that. So that's the main deck lineup. And then on to the extra deck lineup. For the mass changes, I have a Vapor and an Acid. Since Mass Change is a quick play, if something's about to happen to your Bubble Man for whatever reason, if they're wasting resources on a poor lowly Bubble Man, you can Mass Change it out into a Vapor, and guess what? He's invulnerable to card effects. Well, he can't be destroyed by card effects, I should say. Compulsory still gets rid of him. Yay, Compulsory. And then there's Acid. Discard plus Absolute 0, and Mass Change equals Profit. It's awesome. Because you Mass Change away Absolute 0, there goes your monsters. In comes Acid, there goes your back row. Good day, brah. Then we have the Omni Heroes, Gaia. You run at least one of each of the Omni Heroes. Double Elementals, double Absolute 0.
Double Abzy.
Double Shining. Because you have a lot of lights and a lot of water targets. Those are what you're going to be going into most of the time. And then the rest of the Omni Heroes, Nova Master for your Dino matchup or your Zen mains. A Great Tornado, because you do have some wind monsters that hit the graveyard. You have Blade Armor Ninja and you have Stratos. And then...
Stardust.
Who?
Don't forget fighting against Stardust.
Oh yes, and true, Stardust. And then
Stardust a lot.
a Squirtle. A lot of the big decks got knocked down, and Zectors aren't so much a problem, but there are still those problem dark monsters that you need to get over. Catastor is still around. He's still a problem.
That guy.
Yes, that guy's still a problem. Even at 1, that guy is still a problem. Spirit Reapers even.
We looked at that today.
Yeah. And then that's it for the fusions. Then we have a Heroic Champion Excalibur. This guy can turn into a 4,000 beater and get rid of problems if you don't have your Sparks or Abzy or whatever your other... You know, if all you can do is exceed, you can exceed into a potential 4,000 beater. A Shockmaster. You have the ability to run this because you spam the level 4s really easily, and again, if you're scared of a trap card or scared of a hand trap, Shockmaster gets you out of that. And then double Blade Armor Ninja.
Really?
I want to up this to triple because occasionally, if a duel drags on longer than I want it to, I'll use a Blade Armor Ninja early in the game, and then I won't have the potential for OTK later in the game, unless I go into Excalibur. So, and then a single Utopia. Now,
Yeah, Utopia.
if you want to run this at home, side deck a Roach and a Maystroke or a Pearl. One of those 3, because all your Exceed options are Warriors. All your main deck, except for Shockmaster, but he takes a little more work to get into. All your main decks are Warriors. Kinetic Soldier will give you a huge problem. All your fusions, Warriors. If somebody side decks hard against Warriors, you're going to have a major problem. So, side deck in options to get around the Warrior hate. Like Roach, Maystroke, Pearl. Pearl would probably be the best option, in my opinion. But
Maystroke's pretty good.
Maystroke's pretty good, too.
I watched someone sit behind that today.
But that's the deck. It's a lot
No.
more simplified than it used to, and it goes for OTK a little more. But comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you guys think. Peace out.
See you guys.